Alright, last video of the day, let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. So we're seeing continuation right now. This is really good. Now, for the past week, we were up here at 43,500. I was calling for a flush out of the weak hands. I was saying we're going to come down to 39.5 in my opinion. And then I said at which point we need to see a big bounce. And we're finally seeing that bounce. Yesterday, I said, this bounce was kind of underwhelming for the first bounce, but I said as long as we've got continuation coming in tomorrow, that I have no problems. We have continuation coming in today. This is a good sign. This is what we needed to see. But once again, I've said this a few times, 42.5, strong area of resistance. 43,000, it is going to be a strong area of resistance where this short-term moving average on the daily EMA is. So really, this zone here needs to break. 43,000, I really want to see continuation over the next 2 days, 3 days, and then get above 43,000, because if we come up and get rejected from this zone, then we could have a big flush out. Now, I'm not of the opinion that that's going to happen. If we quickly look at the longer term time frame, I highlighted this. I mean, it is not, I don't think we've come down this low since 2015. The last time, yeah, I mean, the last time we came down this low was 2015 on the money flow indicator. That means that literally all the money has flowed out of Bitcoin right now. And in my opinion, I think money is going to flow back into Bitcoin. I do not see the money flow indicator going lower than 9. That is just my opinion. There are multiple reasons why I think this was the bottom. But the money flow indicator and the RSI being so dirt low right now is pretty much the main reason. I just don't see another flush out happening. Just my opinion. I do think we are going to start to head up. I think we're going to start to take out these EMA ribbons that we've got on the daily up here at 43. But we really do need to take out 43. Now, on the daily, the bears are still in control, technically. But if we come down to the lower time frames, I'll show you why I think the bears are going to start losing control. Now, on the hourly, EMA ribbons have fired along. This is a good signal. I wouldn't put too much weight on the hourly EMA flip because the last 3 times we fired long on this, they were all fake outs. However, I would like to highlight a lot of the time the EMA ribbons fire bullish on the hourly, and we do initiate a huge uptrend. So it's really 50-50. 50% of the time we have huge rallies. The other 50% of the time they're fake outs that don't last more than 12 hours a day max. So keep your eyes on this tomorrow. As long as we're still heading up over the next day, and once again getting continuation tomorrow, then we should be all good. And normally I don't really care too much what Bitcoin does. I don't care if it accumulates to the side, but this is the time where we need to see a bullish rally. Like, I'm not one of those people where Bitcoin is rallying, and I say, okay, we need to see more of a rally. But I am one of those people who says we need to see a rally when we have fallen off the face of this earth and back-tested the last region of support, in my opinion, before we enter a short-term bear market. I don't think that's going to happen. I have been saying this, my gut feelings, we're going to move down from 43 to 39, have a big impulse. That's what we've done. I think this is the bottom. I'm not saying that we're going to go lower, but just bear in mind, if we do, there's not much support below these levels. I do think we're going to start to head up. Keep your eyes on 43,000. Once we take that out, we can be extremely bullish. And once again, I mean, just look at this MFI. Just appreciate how dirt cheap it is. Not financial advice. None of my videos are financial advice, but in my opinion, where else would you dollar cost average apart from when Bitcoin is down here at 9 on the MFI? You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. After I record this video, I am going to buy a shit ton of Bitcoin on spot. I'm going to slap it in a hardware wallet, and I'm not going to touch it for years. That's how I like to do my thing. I don't think there is going to be a better time to dollar cost average into Bitcoin than today. I think within the next couple of months, we're going to be looking down at this 39.5 when we're exploding past 55,000, which, by the way, is my next price target. I have my eyes set on 55,000. Technically, 200-day moving average right here. This is going to be strong resistance. We got rejected off it. I mean, to the cent. We got completely rejected off this. But nonetheless, 48,000 is going to be a strong area of resistance. Once we're above 48,000, I will be longing. We'll have a 15% move to the upside on a 10x leverage. That is a 1.5x trade. And like I said, for all these reasons, I think Bitcoin's bottomed. I don't think Bitcoin is ever going to go down to 5 on the MFI again. I could be wrong, but you know, every single time apart from once in 2015, actually twice in 2015, but you know, this is the point. We have to scroll back to 2015. This is 7 years worth of data on the money flow indicator. This is the lowest we've been in the past, you know, 7 years. This is very insane. I don't think we're going to have a better chance to buy. Like I said, I'm going to be smashing the shit out of that buy button after the end of this video. If we come down to the lower time frames, like I said, hourly bulls are starting to take control. The 4 hourly bears are still in control, but they're literally losing all control right now. We're heading into the dark red, and this is another reason why we need to strongly push above both 2,500 and or sorry, not 2,500. I'm being weird. 42,500 and 43,000 respectively. Now, like I said, on the daily time frame, 43,000 is why. On the 4 hour, it's 42.5. So there's a plethora of time frames, and they all kind of line up to this breakout of 43,000 being needed. So I'm really looking for a continuation of momentum over the next few days. I would be getting slightly worried if, you know, we don't pick up this momentum. And before we wrap up this video, I want to check out what's going on in the stock market, because Bitcoin follows the stock market. As you can see, Bitcoin's having its reversal as the stock market is having its reversal. This is really what we wanted to see. Now, let me head over to the SPY on my other time frame. The bullish momentum has just reset. So I'd really like to see an increase in the stock market in the next couple of days. We are still below these EMA ribbons. I'd like to see a push above 445, which isn't too much of a big move. It's only like 0.5%, but do bear in mind that is somewhat of a significant move in the stock market. I mean, it's not the craziest, but you know, stock traders get crazy about a 1% move, so a 0.5% move is a fairly decent move. The dollar, in my opinion, the dollar has topped out. I do not see the dollar heading any higher than 100. I think I said this before, I'd never see the dollar heading above 100 again. I mean, we did head slightly above 100, but we didn't head to 101, so I'll keep that in mind. But nonetheless, you know, I've been highlighting this triple top scenario on the dollar for a very long time now. You can see we've got these 3 data points here, 1, 2, 3, where the dollar has topped out. And if we come over to this chart over here, you can see we've got these 3 touch points, these 3 vertical lines, and these correlate to when the dollar topped out. What happened the first time the dollar topped out? Bitcoin went on a rally over the next year, up 1,600%. What happened the second time the dollar topped out? Bitcoin went on a rally over the course of 2 years, up 760%. What's happening for Bitcoin now after the dollar, in my opinion, has topped out again? Now, we're actually going to have to move this over slightly. So when did we technically topped out? We topped out today. So I'm going to need to move this over. In my opinion, we are going to start heading up very, very, very quickly. And by very quickly, I mean in Bitcoin terms in the next month or so. And I'd just like to highlight, you know, previously, if you bought on the exact day the dollar topped out, sometimes, yeah, you've got a little bit of chop for the next week or so, which is why I'm really saying over the next month I expect a massive explosion. But you can see what soon ensued. You know, a month after, big rally. A couple months after, huge rally. So this is really a macro indicator. Like, I don't expect, you know, something crazy to happen tomorrow. Nonetheless, you can see it normally does pump after the dollar tops out. Obviously, Bitcoin and the stock market are tied. The stock market and the dollar are tied, so by default Bitcoin does follow the dollar. It is unfortunate, I wish it wasn't so, but we've got to deal with what we've got to deal with. So once again, higher time frames, I do not think Bitcoin can go any lower, and I'm not saying I don't think it can go any lower. I mean, the chart is just telling me we have bottom. Like, that is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I do not see the MFI and the RSI going any lower. That is just my opinion. On the weekly, I mean, we bottomed out down here at 16 on the MFI, so we are starting to ascend since then. I think we're looking really good. I honestly don't see Bitcoin heading down any lower. I have 43,000 on the table for the next couple of days. Once we break above there, I will be considering my next leverage long position. Until we take out 43,000, I am going to be sitting on the sidelines. That is really all I've got. It is also good to see the total crypto market cap pumping above the 618 Fibonacci, and in the slightly lower time frames, once again, bears are losing momentum. So that's all I've got for you for Bitcoin. Starting to look pretty good in my opinion. The bottom is in my opinion, and I think we're going to start heading up. That's all I've got for you. Not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.